Well, viewers, to start off with, Telangana is going to go into polls in the next couple of weeks. The mood in the state is getting very tense at the moment. With the assembly elections merely about 60 days away, the ruling Bharatiya Rashtra Samiti has a lot of things to worry about. Defections, anti-incumbency, a resurgent Congress, and, well, a boisterous BJP as well. The Congress's Bharat Jodo Yatra, party's poll promises, and their Karnataka victory has galvanized supporters for sure, but has also changed the political atmosphere. Many BRS ministers, MLA, and even cadres have ditched KCR for the grand old party. Now, one would wonder why this is really happening. While, of course, we've seen multiple, such leaders in Karnataka switch, and eventually the Congress kept maintaining that it is because probably they feel that the Congress has an edge that this is happening. Whether that is something that is replicating in Telangana as well is the big question that comes up. Now, the BJP, on the other hand, is relying on Modi magic to work, and if Prime Minister's recent attacks are any indication, the BJP's election machinery will look to make many inroads they can in the south, especially after crushing defeat in Karnataka. Now, but the ruling BRS is not the only one here, and they're not the one to back away as well from a tough fight to counter the two biggest parties of India. Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao is going all out to woo the voters. To dig deeper on this topic, we have multiple guests who will, of course, be joining us. But before that, we also have a few reactions that are coming up. Let's listen in.
भारत जोड़ो यात्रा 17 दिन तेलंगाना में जो पादयात्रा किए, उसके बाद CWC साथ साथ में बहुत सारे आंदोलन कार्यक्रम लिए तेलंगाना में। केसीआर के नेतृत्व में कुछ भी कामयाब नहीं हुआ है, इसीलिए आज तेलंगाना की जनता कांग्रेस तरफ देख रहा है। श्रीमती सोनिया गांधी जी, श्री मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे जी, श्री राहुल गांधी नेतृत्व में हम आने वाले चुनाव में सरकार बनाने वाले हैं। वो सरकार में अमल करने के लिए 6 गारंटी दिया हुआ है। आज तेलंगाना कांग्रेस में बीआरएस पार्टी छोड़कर मेंबर ऑफ लेजिस्लेटिव काउंसिल कसिरेड्डी नारायण रेड्डी और नागर कर्नूल डिस्ट्रिक्ट जिला परिषद वाइस चेयरमैन बालाजी सिंह, उनके बहुत सारे साथियों को लेकर एमपीपी, जेडपीटीसी, सीनियर नेता लोगों को लेकर आज कांग्रेस पार्टी मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे जी नेतृत्व में केसी वेणुगोपाल जी सहकार लेकर आज कांग्रेस पार्टी में ज्वाइन हुए।
Well, Hamsa Devineni of the BJP, Krishank Mane, spokesperson of the BRS. We also have Sama Ram Mohan Reddy, the Congress spokesperson. We also are joined in here by Roydin Roach, a political analyst as well. I thank all our panelists who are joining us today. My first question, of course, will go to the BRS today. Mr. Krishank, now I'd like to read out a few names here. We have Mainapalli Hanumant Rao, who's an MLA who's left the BRS. Vemula Veerasham, former MLA who's left. We have Kumbam Anil Kumar Reddy, another top leader who's left. Kasi Reddy, Narayana Reddy, MLC who's left. Thakur Balaji Singh has left. Jupalli Krishna Rao who's left. And also Srinivas Reddy. Now, would you say all of them don't matter to the BRS? Or are they seeking greener pastures? Is Congress looking like they are going to form the government in Telangana? What's really happening?
Deepak, except one sitting MLA, for his reasons that he wanted his son also to be accommodated, and because Congress party is throwing away the Udaipur resolution into the dustbin, and probably they are accommodating 2 from a family, from one Mr. Mainapalli Hanumantrao and his son. So probably getting 2 opportunities, he has shifted sides. But rest of
the question is not about who the Congress is accommodating. The question is the ones who are leaving the BRS. What is the BRS doing about it, and how is it going to impact the incumbent party in Telangana?
Let me complete, Deepak. Now, rest of all the names you have read out are ex-MLAs, ex-MLCs who could not have been accommodated because, we have limited seats And let me remind you, Deepak, that we have announced all our candidates, 112 candidates at a go. BRS has announced, and not even 12 constituencies had issues. Congress party do not have their candidates. That is why they've been waiting for any rejected candidates from BRS, and they are taking it. And one more thing is, let me tell you that Congress has still not announced its list. Even before announcing Congress's list, two of their district Congress presidents have quit Congress and they've shifted sides. Kindly keep, the news is balanced. That even mention that Congress's leaders also are shifting sides even before announcing their candidates. At least it's 45 days that BRS has announced their candidates and they are on the field. They are campaigning. Neither BJP nor Congress have announced their candidates yet. And probably in another 2-3 days, we'll have the notification out. And Congress is continuously postponing, not the announcement, the screening tests of their candidates. So when Congress itself, even before announcements are
Well,
losing
interesting
their
that you mentioned.
rejected
It was
candidates who could
leader
not be
Nandikanti
accommodated.
Sridhar. He left recently, joined the BRS.
Yes.
You were
Nandikanti
talking about
Sridhar.
some of them who left the Congress. I'm mentioning one of them. But immediately, it's quite surprising that he was given chairmanship of, the Telangana State Most Backward Development Corporation. And this is just ahead of the elections. Is it to somewhere tell anybody who's willing to switch and come to the BRS that, well, you are going to get some plum portfolios or a plum position?
See, one thing is we respect his service. For the most backward communities, we've given a representation. And one more thing is when Congress party can take a youngster, a 24 or 25-year-old youngster into their party because his father is a sitting MLA of BRS and are accommodating him with a MLA-ship. I think for 30 years of service, for public service for Nandikanti Sridhar, getting a chairperson is absolutely not wrong because his community, yes, his community has to be given representation. Congress failed in giving him representation. He himself has alleged that Congress is selling away tickets for crores of rupees for Mainampalli Hanmantrao and his son. And that is why he's come here. And we've given representation to that most backward community. That community has never got political representation. And he is heading the most backward communities corporation, which is absolutely a representation for that community. So that's absolutely not wrong. He's given 30 years for political and public service. But here, Congress has taken a boy who's just entered, whose only background is that his father has been a BRS MLA. Keeping that aside, only thing is, in couple of days, on 16th, our Chief Minister KCR, BRS President, is going to announce the election manifesto at the Mammoth Warangal public meeting. So candidates are already campaigning. Our manifesto will be announced. Both the leaders, our working president KTRG, our minister Harish Rao Garu, each day we are covering 3 constituencies. The campaign is already begun. Our government, our leaders are
Okay, now, so can I take your summary as it makes no difference to the BRS with all of these people leaving? Because I don't want to go into how the campaign trial is going on, because that's not the question. Let's stick to the points that are being discussed about. We can, of course, deliberate over how the campaign has been going a little later. My direct question was, how much is it going to impact the BRS? I'm going to come back to you. Let me, in fact, bring in the Congress as well here. Now, while of course we've been talking about Telangana, one should not forget that the Congress has been riding quite high after, Karnataka. And while we were covering Karnataka very closely, we did notice a similar pattern. A large number of leaders from the JDS, from the BJP, switching over. So really, do you see that here, Mr. Reddy, Mohan Reddy? Do you see, a pattern of Karnataka sort of building here with the guarantees that you've announced and with the switches that we're looking at? Can you replicate something like Karnataka?
Every promise from Congress party is, making that benefit and advantage here, because winds of change are blowing quite strongly in favor of Congress party in Telangana. See, people or leaders defecting from opposition party to the ruling party is not news. But elected representative, incumbent MLAs from ruling party to the opposition party should hit the headlines, right? So this is what happened in Karnataka too. The very same style of politics is happening in Telangana today. Because, see, the spirit of Congress, that success rate from Karnataka is being adopted here in Telangana also. And we are seeing that because anti-incumbency is at that level that people desperately looking for change. And this is going to happen. And Krishank, official spokesperson from BRS, says that we didn't declare our candidates. No matter whomever we declare, defeat of BRS party is certain. This is clear. People's mandate is very clear. That is the reason leaders from ruling party to defecting ruling party to the opposition party. So there is no confusion at all.
Okay. Now, Mohan, you are talking in detail about the promises and how it has benefited the Congress in Karnataka and how it will benefit the party in Telangana as well. In fact, let's play out what Rahul Gandhi had to say about the promises that have been made to the voters or the people in Telangana first.
घर के कंस्ट्रक्शन के लिए 5 लाख रुपए उन परिवारों को जिनके पास घर नहीं है और 250 स्क्वायर फुट का घर तेलंगाना के जो मूवमेंट में लोग लड़े थे उनके लिए। दूसरा वायदा महालक्ष्मी जो सोनिया जी ने अनाउंस किया, हर महीने महिलाओं के लिए 2,500 रुपए। नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने 1,000 रुपए का सिलेंडर दिया, हम आपको 500 रुपए का सिलेंडर देने जा रहे हैं। कांग्रेस पार्टी की सरकार आएगी तो तेलंगाना की महिलाएं मुफ्त में बस में घूमेंगी। तीसरा वायदा गारंटी गृह ज्योति 200 यूनिट मुफ्त बिजली। चौथा वायदा युवा विकासम 5 लाख रुपए तक कॉलेज के लिए असिस्टेंट युवाओं को, कोचिंग फीस के लिए असिस्टेंट। पांचवा वायदा 4,000 रुपए मंथली पेंशन हमारे बुजुर्ग लोगों को। राजीव आरोग्यश्री 10 लाख रुपए हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस। और आखिरी वायदा रायतु भरोसा 15,000 रुपए हर एकड़ हमारे किसानों को और 12,000 रुपए लेबरों को।
The Congress has moved from 5 big promises in Karnataka to 6. I'll go to the BJP immediately now because the BJP has been very critical of freebie politics. So the Prime Minister himself has been slamming the Congress party for doing that in Karnataka. The same, of course, happening in Telangana as well. But is it really changing things or the fortunes for the grand old party, especially in the assembly elections where people somewhere are differentiating it from the Lok Sabha elections, realizing it's not about the Prime Minister? So really here, Hamsa Devineni, I want you to, answer pertaining to 2 aspects here. One is about the impact of the Prime Minister and how much is it still relevant as far as assembly elections are concerned, and these guarantees. How much of a dent is it making in the hopes of the incumbent parties there, and does the BJP really look at making a different sort of have a different sort of an approach this time around?
Thanks, Deepak. On your first question about how much of impact Modi ji is making, he's making an impact across the world, not just in India. So he's impacting every citizen of India in the breadth, from a child to an old age person, in every possible way. So there is no question of Modi ji not impacting Telangana. And of course, the transition of people from recognizing and differentiating state elections and parliament elections has passed right now. People, because of social media and the awareness that they're going through right now, are able to differentiate between good leadership and bad leadership. And that is where BJP stands. And like we know, the exchange of leaderships between BRS and Congress in Telangana is not something new. This is, happened before elections for tickets, and after elections also, as winning MLAs, they've been taken over by other parties without a re-election on their assembly constituencies. So this is not something new. They are both chips of the old block and the same block, and they have the same lineage of family driven and for family parties, family agenda parties, and also that they are very corrupt. So they have a very good lineage, and they're going to do this together. So people of Telangana are aware of this differentiation, and they know that Congress and BRS, irrespective of how many leaders they exchange, it's not going to make much of a difference. BJP is the only common man's party. We come through common man, and we are there for the common people of India. Second, on your question about guarantees, it is very, very unfortunate, Deepak, that today, after 75 years of independence, that we are still playing politics with basic necessities. If you see Congress's guarantees, health, pension for old age people, education for youngsters, electricity connections and gas. Oh my God, this is so pathetic for us that we are, even promising guarantees of, basic necessities. BJP is a government that we don't have to specifically give you freebies or give you guarantees to get your votes, but we are there to give you empowerment right from the beginning, so you don't need another election to give you freebies once more. So this is where we stand with both your questions, Deepak.
But Devineni, the question is this idea really penetrating into the common man? And because, the same thing was spoken about in Karnataka. Towards the end, the manifesto of the BJP had certain freebies itself. And almost as if you went in the same lane as the Congress party after slamming them for it. But also, the BJP has come under fire from the Congress. They've been talking about whether there has been an understanding between the BJP and the BRS. Then, of course, came the Prime Minister's statement as well, which was quite interesting, that Mr. KCR had approached him. And then came the rebuttal from KTR. Let's listen to that statement as well quickly, and then I'll come back with another question.
जब हैदराबाद म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन का इलेक्शन हुआ, भारतीय जनता पार्टी 40-45 सीटें जीत करके आ गई। 48 किसी को बहुमत नहीं मिला। केसीआर को सपोर्ट की जरूरत थी। मुझे कहने लगे कि आपके नेतृत्व में देश प्रगति कर रहा है, हम भी एनडीए का हिस्सा बनना चाहते हैं, आप हमें एनडीए में शामिल कर दीजिए। मैंने कहा आगे क्या? बोले हैदराबाद में म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन में हमारी मदद कर दीजिए। मैंने केसीआर को कहा, आपके कारनामे ऐसे हैं, मोदी आपके साथ जुड़ नहीं सकता है।
This Prime Minister is so inconsistent. He says on the one hand, BRS has funded Congress in Karnataka. And he says that he has not allowed us into NDA. हमें कोई पागल कुत्ता ने काटा है क्या कि एनडीए में हम जाके शामिल हो जाएं? आज पूरे के पूरे पार्टी आपको एनडीए को छोड़ के बाहर जा रहे हैं। आपको अगर आप देखेंगे, शिवसेना छोड़ के गई आपको, जनता दल यू आपको छोड़ के गई है, तेलुगु देशम आपको छोड़ के गई है, शिरोमणि अकाली दल आपको छोड़ के गई है। साथ है कौन आपके? सीबीआई, ईडी, आईटी, इनके अलावा है कौन आपके एनडीए में?
I'll bring in Roydin Roach. He's been patiently waiting while, of course, the other speakers have got an opportunity. Roydin, how do you really look at this? Because the Prime Minister's statement, then Mr. KTR's statement, the promises, do you really see this going as a three-way fight? Can the BJP really be that dominant force, or is it going to be a contest between the Congress and the BRS?
Well, good evening, Deepak. Well, to answer your questions very clearly, the Prime Minister's comments made about the BRS party, about the Honorable Chief Minister, Mr. Chandrasekhar Rao, I don't understand from where did he wake up and get these words out of his mouth. Being a Prime Minister, it didn't suit him at all to talk such a thing from the dais over there. And which is very, very, looking at it as an analyst, we see that how being a Prime Minister, but still he can't carry himself. So basically, we have seen him before also lying to people about the schemes, about the guarantees, whatever they want to do. And we have seen in 2014 what the Prime Minister has done. We have seen again 2019 what he has done. And now what they are doing to the people. So there's a huge, people are against him basically at the moment. What even people like me also do not like the way it is done and spoken. Well, in case he talks about, like even he said about money flowing in from Karnataka to Telangana, I don't understand from where, how do they even know that? Because in case he knew that, why was it not stopped? The intelligence belongs to him. the forces belong to him. So I think it should have been stopped. So we all know it's just fake to create a humbug about it. And when it comes to the parties over here in Telangana, about the BRS and the Congress, it's a fight between only two parties. Because see, the people in the BRS and the Congress are the only ones who are fighting tooth and nail with each other to stay afloat. But when
Okay,
you
it's a
look
two-way
at, when you
fight
look at
is the claim here, Devineni. I want you to come back on that. Okay,
let me
a two-way fight you call it. Let's have the BJP come in.
Yeah, let me complete, please. Let me complete on it. Then, when we are talking about a two-way fight, we have seen people on the BJP
No, I'll come
who are
back to you. I'll come back to you, Mr. Roydin. Let the BJP come in on that particular point, and we'll come back to you on the next one. Because that's an interesting point that you made. We'll have the BJP respond.
Yeah, I want my colleague to understand that political necessities also, necessitate a person at the stature of a prime minister to speak out some truth, to also ensure that something is really known, the truth is known to people. If you notice, the chief minister in Telangana, since 2020, since we won the GHMC elections in Telangana and we won 48 corporators here, the BRS lost miserably in spite of being in the ruling. After we won the GHMC election, right the next visit of the Prime Minister, the Chief Minister stopped attending official protocols. He stopped receiving the Prime Minister. And he continues to do that even till today, making it about 7 visits. The Prime Minister's official visits were not attended to. So there was a necessity for the Prime Minister to really tell the people why this, difference and why the Chief Minister is not attending to official functions. So this was a necessity for the Prime Minister to come out and, to give this in the open. And also that, it's not that, people are not aware of what is happening. Congress and BRS together, and, the fake news that we call today is more, in circulation than the reality. So political narratives are confusing people out of their minds. They don't know whom to believe and whom not to. So sometimes, we have to tell the people the truth, and this was a necessity for the Prime Minister to tell the truth to the people, and so we had to do it.
Okay.
Deepak, can I come in?
Okay, Krishank, now coming back once again, we've had Mr. Roydin suggest that it's going to be a two-way fight. The Congress, of course, is trying to have a resurgence of sorts in Telangana. The BRS, though incumbent seems very confident, but at this point, the biggest advantage that you seem to have are the guarantees. But the BJP time and again says that you're taking India and these states back in time. Instead of providing development, instead of talking about Vikas, you go back and, you give them these freebies, try to lure voters. What do you have to say about this charge? Because that's one of the biggest charges that the BJP makes against all of you all. In fact, Mohan Reddy.
For whom is the question?
Mohan Reddy.
Hello?
Ramon, I think the question was...
Well, we seem to have... We'll try and get Reddy back. Mr. Reddy, are you able to hear me? The question was for you. Mohan Reddy?
It wasn't audible. Will you please repeat?
Okay, we seem to have a technical...
the question was very big here.
Nobody heard the question. Nobody heard it.
Okay,
It wasn't audible to me.
Two issues. One is, of course... Okay, am I audible to you, Mr. Mohan Reddy, now?
Now it is audible.
Okay, quickly, if you could answer on the BJP's charge that you're taking every state where you're making these promises back in time, instead of talking about Vikas, these guarantees are not going to take the state anywhere is the charge.
Who made people to come back to basics? It is BJP, right? All these years, people's upliftment had gone back to the basics. So we need to start from the basics. Who is the reason behind it? It is BJP, no? So yes, they will shout and they will scream because Congress party is doing welfare to the people, which is quite, paining point for BJP, 100%. But when an analyst sitting here who asked a question to the BJP, question to a question is not an answer. Who stopped the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi to take action against the one who is corrupted, that is BRS? I don't want to get into the quid pro quo politics of BJP and BRS because every Telangana citizen is aware that both are working together, and these two parties are two sides of the coin. And BJP ceded their assembly ground to BRS, and they're fighting together. This is what the fact is. And BJP comes and says that, announcing freebies is like, tempting people here. But that is the real situation. Why we are blessed with the victory? Why we have witnessed the victory? And why BJP tasted defeat in Karnataka? Because people need that. It is not about giving some statements like, after 70 years of independence, again doing politics by giving guarantees like, giving free current or giving free education.
Okay.
Sorry, you have brought people's life into pathetic situation. You have turned people's lives into disputes. It is your responsibility. So there is no point of taking BJP so seriously in this, because people are well aware who is the reason behind it.
Okay,
and
Krishank, I want to come to you now. If you truly believe that the BRS, though incumbent, still stands a chance to come back to power in Telangana, how are you going to really counter the Congress's guarantees? Do you think that will make a difference? Can they replicate what happened in Karnataka?
Deepak, definitely we will counter both the Prime Minister-led Bharatiya Janata Party and also the Congress Party. Because let me tell you, like the BJP was stressing truth, Prime Minister speaks only truth. This is the same Prime Minister who in election speeches said that he was given a supari for his death. And till date, there is no investigation on such a serious allegation. Number one. And number two, the Prime Minister, when he accuses on a Chief Minister of a state for votes or on election speeches, you have to be factually correct and accurate. You have said that GHMC, number one, let me tell you that BRS got 56 number of seats, and our friendly alliance with MIM, who have 44, we could easily form. We didn't need Bharatiya Janata Party, number one. Number two, even before meeting you, on November 28, 2020, when Modi ji came to Hyderabad to visit Bharat Biotech, we did not receive you at the airport. Even before GHMC polls, even one day before GHMC polls, I'm even telling you the date. So please be factually correct, Bharatiya Janata Party spokespersons, and at the same time the Prime Minister. Coming to Congress, let me tell only two things. DK Shivkumar, July 2023. We do not have funds for development in constituencies, number one. Number two, just last 24 hours ago, Congress MLA Karnataka, Shedakshari ji. Karnataka is in crunch for fund. There are no funds for development because of the guarantees taken up. So tomorrow, people of Telangana will think that if XYZ guarantees of Congress will come, there will be problem for salaries, there will be problem for ongoing schemes, for irrigation projects, for Dalit Bandhu, for BC Bandhu, for Minority Bandhu, for the number one state for welfare schemes, for farmer benefit scheme, the farmer investment scheme, the Raitu Bandhu, Raitu Bima, all these schemes will be in trouble. People of Telangana know that they do not want any kind of replica of Karnataka because already Karnataka is in trouble. This is the Congress politicians, Congress elected representatives of Karnataka talking. So they wouldn't want a replica here. Definitely,
but very quickly, Mr. Mane, I want you to tell me, how is Telangana different from Karnataka? Because, your incumbent, just like the BJP was in Karnataka, the promise, the guarantees is something that we are looking at as a pattern. Thirdly, of course, the switches from the BRS to the Congress is a reason for worry for you. So how are you reading this differently is my question.
Sir, only one MLA, and I wouldn't want to waste my opportunity on a national channel to speak about that one MLA who wanted his son to be accommodated. So
no, but you do have a lot of cadre who are leaving with these leaders. It could be one MLA, but there are a lot of cadres who are leaving on the ground. You have at least 100 today who joined. So these will have people they bring with them. So is there anything for you to fear or change in the next few weeks is the question.
Deepak bhai, BRS is not about one father and son. Let Congress accommodate that father and son, Mainampalli Hanumantrao. BRS is a family of 60 lakhs strong organization. So we have many leaders. Do not worry about it. Let me tell you that, if Congress, why should we think that, Congress doesn't want to deliver? They've just added 5 rupees more for Dalit Bandhu and they'd come up with a promise. We are giving 2,000 rupees pension, the highest in any state in India. When it was Congress, it was 200 rupees, only 200 rupees. Will people believe? The implementation of Congress is the question. When there is a KCR who is already delivering this, why would we need Congress for a 3-hour electricity? It was the Congress PCC president who said 3 hours electricity is enough. So farmers know that it is KCR who is giving 24 hours quality electricity today. Irrigation projects, when Congress was there, they had a chance. They had 10 years chance, which they failed. Unfortunately, Deepak Bhai, today's Congress, which was in power, they could not campaign that we have done so and so anything XYZ. That is why they are bringing about Karnataka. You asked me one question, what difference is between Karnataka and Telangana? There is no hijab halal politics in Karnataka. There is no 40% commission here in Telangana. There are no rights, no Belgavi rights or any law and order breach in Telangana. So Karnataka cannot be repeated here. There is a strong and able leadership. In fact, during Karnataka polls, many of startup companies, investors were talking good about Hyderabad. Unfortunately, our leaders in Congress, here Telangana Congress, cannot see the good which is happening in Telangana. So that is the reason they need a Karnataka. They've done nothing.
Interesting, Krishank. Interesting that you mentioned that. So definitely, you know, the state is poised for a interesting election this time around, and it looks like with what the BJP is saying and how they're campaigning on the ground, it looks like it could be an interesting three-way battle. I'm running short of time on this debate, and with the elections coming up, I'm sure we'll have many more opportunities to discuss various other issues as well, apart from what we touched on upon today. I'm thanking all our panelists for joining us. We're slipping into a quick break. On the other side, some more interesting stories lined up. Don't go anywhere.